What I love about that's how gravity works.
Star Wars,
Science.
and specifically this teaser, is in contrast to Disney's other big franchise, the Marvel films, and like Infinity War. This being a space epic, you go to different planets, and it actually feels like real locations. Desert planets feel like desert planets. This wheat filled
Oh,
whatever moon of Endor that they may be on feels like a real location, as opposed to in Avengers: Infinity War when they're on Titan and it just looks like they're in
a
some
soundstage.
soundstage with green screens.
I mean, I feel like Marvel has done a mixed job with that. Like if you look at Asgard and Nowhere and some of the other planets
They
that they've
all
gone to,
feel like sound stages.
I was watching this conversation the other day on Tested, and it kind of clicked with something that has been in the back of my mind for a while now. I think there's two approaches to this kind of world building. I don't love Star Wars films. I enjoy them, and I enjoy the world, and I love how people get so excited about them, but I don't adore them like other people do. But as Norm said, one thing I can say about the original Star Wars movies is that the places you see feel like actual places. Cloud City has always been a bit ridiculous to me, but other than that, every location in the originals feels like an actual place. And that's a huge part of why this story and this franchise has resonated with so many people. I can't begin to understand the intricacies of what makes these imaginary worlds so real, but I think that part of it is that these worlds are designed to be distinct. The original trilogy introduces worlds that are very one note. There's a green place, a brown place, a white place. It's very much like an old video game. There's biomes to Star Wars. In contrast to Star Wars, I love Marvel films. I've grown up with them, and some of them are among my favorite films of all time. But what Norm says is true. Most of the locations in those films feel fake and hollow. Even actual places do. The vast majority of the important places in Marvel feel phony. From Titan, to Asgard, to Sakaar, to Brooklyn, to everything in between. Whether that's because of bad CG, or bad set pieces, or bad design, I have no idea. But Beale mentioned specifically Nowhere, a mining planet from Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, even though I think that most Marvel places are unmemorable by mistake, I think Guardians of the Galaxy is a different story. Because that franchise's aesthetic and atmosphere has always been very specific and deliberate. It's a big, chaotic, colorful world full of insanity and spunk. The lack of structure in that universe is an important part of the feel of the universe. I definitely can distinguish between the myriads of places the characters go to in these films, but nevertheless, the places feel no less real. This is a galaxy with a very constant look and feel. It's trippy, surrealistic, and colorful, and it makes no sense, but it is Guardians of the Galaxy, and there's no mistaking it. That's where I think the two franchises' approach to world building differs. Star Wars creates iconic places. The goal of those movies is for the viewer to get to know these planets, to remember them, and distinguish between them. This is where this happened. This is where that other thing happened. This is where we felt cold, or scared, or tired, or hungry. In a weird way, you feel at home in the Star Wars universe, because by the end of it, you know it, like the back of your hand. Guardians of the Galaxy goes a different route. This all takes place somewhere, yes, but it's all a blur. All these places you see could have been 1 meter or 1 light year away from each other, and you wouldn't know it. There's no distinction between the places because everything is just so strange. The purpose of Guardians is to make you feel disoriented. You're a stranger in this universe, so you don't understand how it works. If you were left alone, you would be lost. But the world feels huge, and the atmosphere, the colors, the sounds, it's all intense and distinct. And when you see your characters doing stuff in it, it feels like a real place. They know where they are, you just don't. This dichotomy exists in video games as well. There are games that, after a while, you learn the world by heart. You know where is what, and you can distinguish between places and orient yourself perfectly without a compass or a map. On the other hand, there are games that feature vast, expansive worlds that you could never explore or get to know, but they feel no less real, no less magical, just foreign and strange. Maybe, in the end, this is a difference that exists in real life as well. There are places in our lives that we call home. We know them. We know the ins and outs, whole worlds we could navigate with our eyes closed. This is where this happened. This is where that other thing happened. This is where we felt cold or scared or sad. It does depend on the amount of time you spend in one place, yes, but that's not the only thing. It depends on your mindset, your mood, your age. Places can feel vast and foreign and wonderful and huge, but then they can feel familiar and homey and yours. Whether you are somewhere for a day or a lifetime, whether you spend there the happiest or saddest days of your life, places can be weird and never-ending, or they can be home.